Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Commentary is Magic's final spoiler stream for Defenders of Equestria on June 4th. I am, as always, Grand Boss. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to
and we finally
Commentary is
made
Magic's final spoiler stream for...
Sorry about that stream. Stupid audio issues. It's always an audio issue. Yeah, we're going with it.
All right, we're going with it. Grandpa's.
And Pervugal.
Cheese.
And Aracat. The batted audio, as usual.
It's not your fault.
Yes, it is. It's my fault.
It's your fault.
Forgot. It's totally my fault.
All right. Well,
I am Rainbow Shine here. It's my fault. I did everything wrong.
I'm happy to have a scapegoat if you're willing to play it.
Bah.
Beagle, you were saying we finally made it, huh?
We finally made it to the last spoiler stream, not the pre-release.
Right, not yet. But soon. Soon.
Soon.
Mark.
Soon.
Soon. It has
TM.
been, yes, it has been a long time coming, but I am incredibly excited. I hope you all are as well.
Yes, very much so.
It's been a while since we've had a set drop. So.
Yeah, I believe it's been about a year now.
Cardboard ponies.
Yeah, need more cardboard. Well.
Do you have room for more cardboard?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, looking at the stacks of boxes around here.
You're going to have to make room. You're getting one card of the entire set.
See, at least that's easy, though. That's just in a sleeve. Like, if I was crazy and bought a bunch more boxes.
Which you almost certainly did.
Only a single case this time.
Only one case.
Oh, okay. Only one case.
Okay. Well, that being said, Defenders of Equestria so far is shaping up to be one of my favorite sets that's been released in recent memory. I mean, Marks in Time was fun, but it was also very polarizing, and there wasn't a lot of tremendous value to be had there. And
Thunderlane.
Monetary value.
Thunderlane.
Thunderlane should be the promo. I'm just saying. I don't think anyone would be upset about that.
The Gen Con promo?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd be totally fine with this, even though it's another blue one. But
there you go. People, if you like Thunderlane, or even if you don't like Thunderlane, but you respect him for the terror that he is, send your comments to Enterplay and demand the Thunderlane promo.
The shiny Thunderlane.
Shiny Thunderlane. We can make it happen. Someone go start a petition on whatever that website is.
It's going to work.
I swear it's going to work.
Trust me.
No. It's not going to work. There's no way.
I don't know what ultra rare we're going to see as a... But, you know, that's vastly off topic.
Sure, that's speculation for later. For now, we're talking about new cards. It was looking like it was going to be a dry week right up until the last moment, and then, bam, an entire cycle of cards completed and a new ultra rare to boot.
Yes, lots and lots and lots of cards.
Princess Rob made it rain.
Yeah, people had been curious as to who the other carolers were for a long time, and we found out why Vinyl was spoiled first.
What was the reasoning behind that?
Because her flavor text breaks the cycle.
It will make far more sense when we get into it, so let's save that for when we're looking at
Vinyl. Fair enough.
That's fair. Do we want to go ahead and head into the cards here, or do we want to kind of reminisce briefly about pre-releases long since past?
Not yet. Let's get into the cards
sure
first.
Were a thing. Okay, let's move on.
They sure were a thing.
All right.
They were a thing. Orange Blue was a thing. Orange Blue everyone to death.
Orange Blue.
Or Blue Orange.
Whatever.
Don't Blue Orange.
I mean, I'm not hating Blue Orange. I like those color combinations.
What?
Mono Blue.
Potato. Potato? No?
No.
All right, fine.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Yeah, that was a bad plan anyway. Okay, so let's, as for usual, let's take a look at the card rating slide just so everyone can see this again. Hooray. Everyone seen this again?
Huzzah!
Good.
As a reminder, the thoughts that we are sharing on these cards are just those. They are thoughts. They are opinions. They are not set in stone. They may change over time. We might be right. We might be wrong.
I want a spoiler for yesterday's episode, but I won't.
Good, man, because even though I've seen next week's, I haven't seen this week's.
Eh.
Really?
Okay.
Really.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming most people are now familiar with this card rating. We've been doing it for long enough.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on here to our first card of the cycle, Lyra Caroller.
All right, you want to start us off here?
Sure, why not? Let's see. We've got a 2 power, 2 cost, 1 blue wreck. When this card enters play, reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal a friend this way, you may move one of your characters. Hey, it's almost like it's a, at least in this particular case, it's like everything's Luna for a little bit.
A little like Luna for a little bit.
If you've got a friend, of course.
Sure. Also reminds me of the Fluttershy, the 2/1/2 Fluttershy from Marks in Time that moves one of your critters.
It's not actually Fluttershy.
I'm sorry, that's right. Private Pansy?
Yeah, it's just Private Pansy.
Is she on Enters Play or on Move?
She's on Enters Play.
They're both on Enters Play, yes.
Yes. This, of course, has an additional requirement of needing a friend on top of your deck, but on the other hand, it moves whatever it wants. Characters included.
And
Care to share your thoughts?
No.
It's an aggro card. It's a blue aggro card. It moves things. If you have a lot of friends, it's going to move things more often than not. And yeah, I mean, really, come on, this is blue aggro here. This is just one of those things that you're looking at going, you know what, this is a fairly solid card in Limited because, you know, I get a 2 power body out of it, and maybe I get to move something which could be fun, but I probably shouldn't rely on that.
well, and in Limited, you're going to have a lot of friends to not friends, generally. Especially if you're in blue.
Presumably, anyway.
But yeah. The one thing about this card that I'm sad about is there's no way to stack the triggers with the Bluna to where you can move your unflipped Bluna and also flip her.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine, though. That's just being greedy.
It is just being greedy.
So, looking at some of the other blue friends we have with this power, wreck, and cost, I'm actually kind of liking Lyra if you're in the friend-heavy deck. I think she's going to be pretty impactful. I mean, Night Glider, she's on it. The hasty one is obviously still a standout. And then you've got cards that are slightly more valuable in limited play, like Lightning Dust, where you can retire another friend to move this card, and Commander Hurricane that can move at immediate speed.
Mm-hmm.
But
my thing is,
I think Scootaloo is going to like this a lot.
I could possibly see that.
Because you play this, and you bring up your Scootaloo, and then that's your unboosted Scootaloo, right? And that you saved 2 AT on that. You were planning on moving Scootaloo eventually anyway.
You know, that's a good point. And one thing that we have been seeing recently has been the increase in Scootaloo purple decks. If we see enough cards with high meticulous values, it's not inconceivable that it could be running something like a Lyra and already know what's on top of the deck.
Sure, yeah.
Remember of... yes, that's true. Things with more meticulous 2 at least. Meticulous 1, of course, will not help you here.
Yeah. I still, like... I'm not really seeing what card this is going to replace in any of the existing aggro decks.
Well, I think Scootaloo likes it because Scootaloo doesn't use She's on It.
I could kind of see Scoots as entry. That's the other thing, is that this is
exactly.
entry if your main's blue.
The question you have to ask, though, is this better entry into blue than even just running a tank, although you have the 1 blue wreck?
Yeah, and if this had Hasty, I'd be all over it, but...
If it had Hasty, it would be more than 1 wreck.
That
Thank
would
you very
be
much.
kind of good.
It would be kind of good.
It would be kind of really good, and Bluna would come back in full force.
Kind of
If
like...
if there was a way to actually confront with Scootaloo on turn 1, that would be great.
I mean, there's solar wind tricks. They're complicated and
That
awkward.
is really hard to do.
It's a little bit of magical Christmas time.
Well, I mean, this is a Hearthswarming Carol, so...
Ah, that's true. Magical
So
Christmas
okay,
time.
so what you're saying is turn 1, Solar Wind, exhaust Solar Wind, get your AT back, 2 bits, Lyra, move Scootaloo. With your last AT, you play Aloe, now you have enough power to confront. Bam, done.
Sure. Or like an orange swirl or whatever.
Magical Christmas time.
Sounds great.
It's only 4 cards.
Yeah, seems good. Can we talk, though, for a minute about how fashionable that hat is?
It's not one of Rarity's Giants hats.
But it's like
Rarity wasn't born yet. It's fine.
It's like a pocket square on a hat.
It's multiple pocket squares on a hat.
And then there's like feathers. Like, well done, Lyra. Well done. Perfect 5 out of 7.
That's not Lyra. It can't be Lyra.
It says Lyra on the card.
It says
well, then
Lyra
don't
singing the Heart Carol.
Then don't give me this crap about Rarity not existing yet.
No, Lyra is eternal, clearly.
Yeah, exactly.
Lyra's a vampire, just like in that one story.
And ignore the fact, ignore the fact that the main 6 cycle also exists in the game, or the card game, and also the story. So ignore the fact that there's that rarity.
Oh, that's true.
Cripes.
That being said, I don't know how much more we can milk out of this particular card.
We can't.
So.
We should be done with this. Let's go to ratings.
It's a solid card.
Did we even discuss the flavor text yet?
No.
Like, it's the whole thing.
The whole song?
We could just start singing.
No.
I don't remember the song.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
No. If you want to sing the Heartswarming Carol with commentary as Magic, or at least with Big Cheese, just go to any Brony convention. Literally anyone. True. It does not matter where it is. He'll be there.
This is also true.
It's close enough to true. So, yeah, the flavor text for most of these is successive lines of the Heartswarming Carol.
Yes.
So, we start out with Lyra.
The Heart Carol.
The Heart Carol, whatever.
Yes.
And in color order, and we'll talk about vinyl when we get to her, because there's some fun there.
Next card. Oh, well, actually, reviews. Reviews is fine. I'm gonna, since I interrupted, I'm gonna call a 3 or a 2-5.
2-5.
Yeah, it's a 2-5.
2-5.
2-5.
2-5. Teacup.
Teacup.
T5.
No.
Cup 5.
Cup 5. No.
Next
card. Okay. Golden Harvest Caroler.
We don't have very many Golden Harvest cards compared to the rest of this cycle.
There's not a whole lot.
She looks like a carrot.
Wonder why that could be.
No idea why this could be.
Golden Harvest is a 2-cost, 1 requirement, 2 orange power friend. Boy, it's like we've seen that ratio before.
Huh.
Who has, when you confront this card's problem, reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal a friend this way, you may exhaust an opposing character. So there have been a number of exhaust effects that we have seen on confront in recent sets, and most of them have been lackluster, and the primary reason I feel for that is because they've been location restricted. Or they just haven't been impactful enough because they're on cards that you wouldn't normally want to play. Golden Harvest is interesting in that if there's a way to build a friend-heavy orange deck, which there's a number of different ways I could see this happening, this could potentially be useful. Exhausting an opposing character that might have an immediate speed exhaust effect can be okay, provided they're not using it in advance. It's good entry. I mean, 2/1/2s are always nice. And it's an Earth Pony. It's the most important type.
Yeah.
Trait.
I mean, it is interesting because the timing here, you'll confront,
trait, yes,
check to see if they're confronting, then exhaust. So you can have the face off and still reduce their power below what they need to confront.
Sure, that's true. Another key thing to look at here is that this one does say opposing character as well, just like Lyra says move a character. So there are a number of mains that have immediate speed exhaust effects that take place during a face-off. And this is a great way to make sure that your opponent might not be able to make use of those.
Poor Pinky.
There's also just Applejack being 50 power.
That's true.
What card? This is also true.
Yes.
So there's a fair number of uses for this, it seems like. It's, as Grandpa said, these sort of things do tend to seem somewhat lackluster, but in Limited, this is definitely going to be really funny.
Well, I think the major thing is that the on-confront that we saw before was Apple Bloom, which was your main ability. And on a main ability, that's a lot like comparing that to either of the other in the cycle, Sweetie Belle or Scootaloo, like it felt completely lackluster for a main ability. You want your main to have a lot of punch, and she had a tiny punch.
Was it more than one punch?
No. Something or other, Apple Bloom, Aha, Earth Pony, etc.
But yeah, but as a friend, and you actually have to decide whether or not you want to play this and so on and so forth. It's kind of better because it's not your build around strategy. Is this a situation where I want to play this card? Yes, no.
Sure. Now, Orange has not really been known in the past for playing decks that are heavy enough on friends that Golden Harvest would trigger more often than not. However, I do think that with the advent of some of these new orange-purple or purple-orange kind of aggressive chaos builds, you might find a place for Golden Harvest there to be able to, say, have her add problems using her to confront after you've set a chaos friend on top of your deck with Dr. Hooves, and then, hey, you already know you're getting both of those triggers, you're already up in the face-off.
Sure.
So, that being said, I think that she's going to see less play than Lyra was. So
no, yeah. I mean, I think she's going to be better than Lyra in Limited and not as good as Lyra in Constructed.
I'm sorry. I'll agree with Cheese. I'll say 2.
Yeah, 2.
2 1/4.
Got to give that change.
2.04.
Look, she's a quarter horse. You're welcome.
We're on puns.
2.
We're on puns now. All right.
Also, the second line of the Heart Carol.
Indeed.
Next card?
Next card.
All right. DJ Pone 3 Caroler. A.k.a.
Breaking
Vinyl.
the cycle.
Breaking the cycle. She breaks
I think we've talked about this one a little bit.
We have talked about her before. We're just briefly bringing her up, I think.
Yes. This was spoiled very early on, and at the time a lot of people were like, oh my god, that combos well with Star Swirl Research and a few other things. It's like, well, sure. We're bringing her up mostly to, in the context of the set, the rest of the cycle has the Heart Carol lyrics on it. Vinyl here is like...
She's...
What?
She's DJing the thing.
She's DJing.
I like that. Yeah.
Her eyes are the wrong color.
Mm-hmm. This is a different Vinyl.
This is Vinyl in the past.
Yeah, exactly. In an alternate past.
Before they have the alternate colored contacts that exist in the present.
Exactly. Yeah. She just uses contacts on top of her shades.
This is my justification. I'm ignoring the fact that is a phonograph that has headphones plugged into it. I'm ignoring that fact.
Don't think too hard about this.
I do love those spectacles too.
They are quite classy.
Yeah, the flavor text here
are they spectacular?
Yes.
They're literally rose tinted.
Time for the spectacles.
Yeah.
But yes, the flavor text here is a nice nod to the fact that Vinyl has still never talked in the show, and it's very heavily implied that she's mute.
That's only because Noah King provided the voice, and we'll never hear it as anything else.
Yeah. But we've seen this one before, so we're just stopping briefly to take a look at it again.
Talk about the flavor. Yeah.
Yep. There she is.
All right, let's move on.
She still looks awesome.
The next card. Dr. Hooves, Caroler.
Hooves.
Cheese, take us away.
Sure. It's a 3 for 3 with 1 rec. Main phase, exhaust this card to reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal an event this way, put that event into your hand, and you may pay 1 less to play it this turn.
Did someone say game state?
Game state.
Yeah, there's some interesting thingies with the wording here, but assuming it works the way it should, it's an interesting ability, especially in purple, given that you probably have some top deck control.
Maybe some events.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A few events.
Scoping
It's
things
conceivable.
out.
So, if this is Doctor Who's in the past, and Doctor Who's in the present...
No, hold on. He's a Time Lord. Don't even start.
I was going to say, how old is that scarf? But you're right. He is the one that gets exemption from my questions about that.
What's up with Starlight here, anyway? She's like...
You mean
surprised?
Snowfrost?
It appears to be Snowfall Frost, good sir.
Sure.
Also, more spectacles.
More spectacles.
These are even tinier.
But do note that Who's does not have a cap.
Right. He doesn't have a floor.
Yeah,
he
a
is
floor.
the only one in the cycle that doesn't... Oh, no, never mind. Vinyl doesn't either.
That doesn't what?
Have a thing on their head. Well,
Vinyl's wearing headphones.
Yeah, I guess.
Vinyl has... Yeah, he has an entire plate on his head.
Yeah, he's got pastries.
This is the
It's
kind
a,
of...
It's a hat. If the pastries were a card, you'd call them a hat, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, there we go. Sure.
Look, Cloud Chaser wouldn't be
Fine.
happy if
How's
you
a
put
hat?
a plate full of random pastries on her head, so clearly it's a hat.
Clearly defined as hat. Okay, so mechanically speaking, repeatable potential event, cost reduction, card advantage, and even if not that, you get some knowledge, although that knowledge is also shared with your opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must reveal the card, and if it's an event, you must put it in your hand.
Yeah. It is nice that it is both a draw and cost reduction.
Well, it's not a draw.
It's not a draw.
Not a draw. It is put into your hand.
I'm aware. Put into hand.
Yeah, this matters because if your opponent has a pile of presents out, this doesn't count as a draw for purposes
or
of
a
pile.
deep darkness.
Yeah. Oh,
Or your own
that's
vinyl.
an interesting situation, actually.
Yeah, so you can get cards into your hand that you otherwise wouldn't be able to, potentially. I also like seeing the purple cards as 3/1/3s instead, since purple has a tendency to play more towards control, which means they usually rely on some form of face-off protection, and having higher flips is nice. I don't mind seeing an extra AT cost there either.
Plus, he's
Purple
reusable as
swims
opposed to
in
the other
AT.
ones. Well, I guess Golden Harvest is reusable.
Sure. I mean, technically, any of them are reusable with ETB.
Well, sure. But they're not. They don't have built-in reusability.
No, they do not. This is true.
And I don't think any of them I would be willing to bother playing like a portal
Yeah.
or using Minuet to bounce them.
Bonbon.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, ratings?
I'm gonna go with 2.5 actually.
Yeah, I think this is again a solid 2.5. I think
agree.
we're going to see that on a lot of these.
There are certain purple decks that I think actually want to run this because there's dumb things you can do here with, for example, scope things out. So you've effectively drawn a card and gotten a bunch of top deck knowledge and then set something really annoying in place, and then you can use this to play it for cheaper.
That's true. Yeah, this
Well,
could potentially
it's
save
not
you
really cheaper because you paid 1 AT for the scope things out.
Yeah,
Yes.
it recovers the cost of the scope.
Correct. And you get top deck knowledge out of it and a couple of other fun things.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, it's good with scope, don't get me wrong. Just
Sure.
So I'm going to go with 2.5 here.
Yep, 2/5. The whole cycle so far is seeming pretty playable, especially as far as entry into your primary color is concerned.
yeah, I think that's what the cycle is intended to be, basically.
Yeah, this right. This is solid stuff for limited. Like, you're always going to have some of this stuff. They're all common. So if you need bodies, here you go.
Next card.
Next card. Octavia. Caroler.
Who could it be?
Oh, be fair here. This is basically the B team.
Have we seen Octavia outside of white yet? All of these others have been all of these others have been in at least one other color, but not Octavia.
She's a fancy pony to the core.
Octavia knows what she's about.
She does.
So
Is this one me?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, okay. So Octavia is continuing the trend that we started with. She is 2 cost, 1 rec, and 2 white power. She is an earth pony, and she has when this card enters play, reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal a resource this way, you may put it into play. That's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I promise you, Skitter is sitting here going, Magic Wings?
Oh, I'm sure he's thinking of that.
Yeah, Magic
This is
Wings
any
is
resource,
like
not
turn
just,
1. Yeah.
Not just hats.
Not
Any
just
resource.
hats. Any resource.
Though she does have a hat
She does.
and
Yeah,
a bow.
She always
She has
does
2 bows. The one in
She
her
has 3
hooves
bow.
and the 3.
3, yes.
It is 3. There's one in front of the hat and one in back.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, 4 bows.
No, it's 4.
She's got the little bow tie on her.
Oh, she
Color.
does.
She's
Yeah.
got 5.
Where's
She's
the
also
5th?
got. It's the bow for her violin.
That's
No,
what we were
we're
talking
counting
about.
That's what we're counting
Yeah.
for that one.
Okay, never mind.
That's
Okay.
where I went to 2 from. But
Okay. We all went to the fun town.
I honestly, we're just expecting you to troll us with the 5. Like, there's not actually a 5th one.
That's fair.
But yeah, so this resource does not care about rec, does not care about cost, just goes into play as long as there is a valid host if it's an attachment.
I
And
mean,
if it's,
it'll go into play regardless. If you want, it'll just immediately be dismissed by the game if
Fair
it doesn't have
enough.
a valid host.
fair enough.
There might be weird, dumb situations where that's useful, but this seems like...
Well, like if you have mod as your main, then you just need a resource in the discard.
Sure. Seems fine.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
but yeah.
well, no, because there's actually a couple worse ones here. This can do something really stupid if you've got a copy of Limb Actuator. You can put Limb Actuator into play. If I recall correctly, when it's being put into play like this, it doesn't have the restrictions about where it can go. So you could drop it on an opponent's friend and it will momentarily exist before getting dismissed by the game, but it did enter play.
When this card enters play, move that friend. Play on one of your
play
friends.
on one of your friends.
But it's being put into play, so it's not being played.
Then it has no valid attachment. You can't.
Right, and it will get dismissed immediately, but since it was attached to a friend, it moves the friend.
I'm pretty sure that can't work because there's nothing distinguishing that it's an attachment aside from the fact that it says play on a friend.
Right.
Maybe. Might be some fun there. Maybe. Have to poke grandpas about that later.
But anyway, the point is that there are some fun resources you can put into play, like not trading traditions, hearthwarming traditions. Like play her turn 1, flip hearthwarming tradition. Suddenly you're getting a free 3-power friend every turn for the rest of the game.
Rock tokens.
Seems good.
Equestria games could be really silly.
And is within the same color.
Within
Not
the
that it
same
matters.
color, yeah. Though you would have to have a way of getting things in the discard, but you can put counters on that before your opponent can really react to it. If you put it into play turn 1, theoretically they won't be able to get any free friends, and you might be able to. If you're
Sure.
fast.
Sure. How often have you sat there and looked at an opening hand with 2 pieces of resource removal and said, yeah, this is good. I'm going to keep this.
Yeah.
What else?
So you mentioned earlier that, several of you mentioned earlier that you didn't really want to bother with playing Portal or Minuet on any of these friends, but I think if any of them are going to see some kind of recursion or repeatable ETB synergy, it's going to be Octavia.
Yeah. Well, it's put into play. As soon as you're putting things into play, you're bypassing costs and rack. It's
We
nice.
could put Element of Magic into play. Oh wait, it's not the broken one.
Oh, hold on. I actually do need to check something here for a moment.
Oh, well, while you're doing that, one thing that she can put into play, dilemmas.
This is
Yep.
true.
So Octavia gives us our first method of cheating the ultra rare resources into play.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In that you do not have to have the character with that required name.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay. So yeah, if you really want to play element of surprise,
One of the terrible.
You might want to play the blue one.
A couple of them are playable. The blue one's okay. The yellow one can potentially see some play as well.
The yellow one's only useful if you have critters, if I remember.
The white one,
Yeah.
if we go by OCR, is great. In that it's not a modifier till end of turn.
Right, right.
Oh, jeez.
If you're playing white-orange, the orange one's actually pretty solid.
Sure.
That is true. Could sneak
I
cutie
mean-
But you're not
maps
going to
in.
put the pink one into play. Let's just be honest. You're
No.
not.
No.
You might put the cutie map into play.
Maybe.
I mean, there's a lot of things. I like Free Heart's Desires in play. I like Wake Up Call in play before we've
Heart's
got the
Desire
rank for
for
that.
free. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, but it's still
Heart's
two.
Desire, right? Heart's Desire without having to have it in your hand.
Sure. I mean, you played a 2-power friend for 2, and then you got a free Heart's Desire.
All right, you want a better example? Let's use Castle of Friendship.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
one that
Now we're
costs more
talking.
and is
That-
a little more
yes.
prohibitive, but now
That would
now
actually
we-
be nice.
Now we've got a resource.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, that's actually pretty solid.
Ratings?
So there might be a reality where not there might. Yeah, I can see decks where you would build around Octavia here.
Now, it just occurred to me that none of us have actually mentioned the biggest use of this, and I'm not sure if this has been discussed. I didn't get the chance to watch Solving Problems stream earlier this morning, but I'm sure he was talking about these cards in Limited. Tell me, what type of card is a resource when it is in every zone except in play?
I mentioned dilemmas.
He did
Did
just
you?
mention dilemmas.
Okay, I missed hearing that then.
You were looking up the
Yeah.
elements
Ah,
of
okay.
blah.
My
Yes.
bad. So, Bugle, tell us a little bit about the crazy things you can do with dilemmas in this card.
Yeah, well, dilemmas are, in fact, resources when they're on top of your deck.
You know what would be
And-
really cool?
Hmm?
Cheating a buckball into play.
Yeah. Or, like, the white dilemma and the orange dilemma cost 2 as well.
Yeah.
You normally don't want to pay for them. Unfortunately, you can't play Octavia to that dilemma.
Sadly.
Is very sad.
But you
just gotta,
can drop the purple dilemma and then also drop a troublemaker, and that's a lot of value.
just got to do some forward planning. I mean, you're playing white anyway. That means you should be doing planning and figuring out how to mess your opponent up over the next 3 turns,
Yes.
right?
I mean,
Exactly.
this is true.
You know, some interaction.
Ratings?
2-5.
Really?
Yeah, I could see it in a deck.
The main
But not like I don't think it's gonna have more impact than like Lyra.
I disagree. I think the top end for this one is a little bit higher. Again, I don't know specifically what the deck
If
list would
there's
look
a
like.
combo, then
well,
there would be something interesting.
okay, but we're not talking about game-breaking combo here. There are doubtlessly fun little things that you can do with this. They're not
I
going
think-
to crack the game in half.
I think a Sweetie Belle main deck that has, a larger number of resources than normal would love this.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like
Let's call it a 3.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say a 3.
I'm also saying 3.
I'm
Cheese, are you going to
sticking-
be
No, sticking with my 2-5.
sticking to your guns? Okay.
Which he's allowed to do.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
But we must have groupthink.
The greater
Yes.
good.
All right.
Next
Her
card.
eyes are really big compared to the rest of her head.
She's
really?
Ponies.
She's a pony.
Yeah, but her really, really big in that shot.
Okay, but
They kind of are.
are they bigger or smaller than Princess Cadence?
I don't know. Show me a Princess Cadence card and we'll look.
I don't know, because Cadence's eyes are the size of dinner plates. Moving
Yeah,
on.
that's fair. Okay.
Bonbon Caroler. here we have a 3 power, 3 cost, 1 rec friend with Calming 1, the only keyworded ability on any of these friends.
Doesn't even count.
Hush. Calming does really fun things in the right circumstances. Admittedly, they're kind of hard to get to, but when this card enters play, reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal a friend this way, you may put an opposing friend into its owner's hand. Hello! I like this. Admittedly, it's a little bit expensive, but this is arbitrary bouncing. Doesn't care how big, where it is. Hey, Thunderlane, you, top of deck, go.
Not top of deck. Hand.
Hand, yes.
This is yellow, not purple.
Yes.
Or if you prefer, in yellow-white, benched.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Yes.
Bedtime.
Go to bed. So, admittedly, it is a bit expensive, but this could be fun. This could be real fun. I think most of the stuff that bounces in yellow has additional costs on top of it, especially stuff on friends. The thing I'm specifically thinking about here is Angel Large and in Charge, if I remember correctly, which costs
Yeah, he costs 2 extra.
Yes. Which is kind of annoying. And I'm pretty sure some of my local players are looking at this and going,
I could see this in a block bedtime deck. I mean,
Yeah.
bedtime's almost entirely block as it is, and the biggest obstacle that deck has had is with no great ways to deal with large friends.
Yeah, you have lie low, and that's it.
And without f-stop in block format, then, that's pretty restricted. But when you've got Bonbon here, now you can have, more friend-heavy stuff, which...
Yeah.
You've got a decent amount of.
Yeah, and the bedtime deck already runs a lot of calming.
This seems like it fits very well there, and it also seems like this is going to annoy a lot of people in Limited.
Yeah, that calming one is going to be relevant in Limited.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the
bounce?
The primarily friend-based Limited decks that are just going to be, hey, I'm going to play this Bonbon. Hey, that thing that you're using and relying on, hand.
That's fair.
It goes to your hand, and if you want to play it here, it has -1 power that turn.
Yes. I also enjoy that this is a Bonbon card that does hand interaction, and Lyra's looking at her going, hands.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the art, this is the exact same frame as Lyra's art, just shifted over to the right.
Oh, that's true, it is. And I believe Octavia's is as well. You can see DJ's tail on the left side.
But yeah.
Though Bonbon, come on, look at Lyra. Look at Lyra's headgear going on there. You gotta upgrade.
Bonbon's always been more practical. Lyra's out there. Bonbon's practical. This is why Lyra's usually in pink.
How is her hair coming out of that bonnet that looks like it connects to the back of? It looks like it's a cloak. And
don't ask.
It's coming out like it's sneaking around.
But from where?
Okay, so it goes down the side of her head.
Okay.
Down near her neck.
Okay.
Then cuts around and goes underneath the bow. And then comes out.
There's some equestrian physics programs going on here.
I'm gonna need to see this in detail.
So, pop quiz. With the addition of this card, Bonbon has been in 5 colors. What color has she not been in?
Probably blue.
No, she was in Lyra and Bonbon.
Yeah.
Oh, we're counting multicolor cards in that. It does it say it counts as a Bonbon
White.
in all zones?
It actually does.
Darn.
White.
Is it white?
It is in fact white, yeah. We have Agent Sweetie Drops in orange, which is totally Bonbon.
No?
Nope.
No.
Does it say counts as a Bonbon in all zones? Doesn't count.
Fine.
I guess, I guess it's a 2-piece outfit, but I don't know, man. It looks pretty seamless to me. Anyway,
I already explained it, but anyway.
enough equestrian fashion critique here.
Oh my god, it looks simply horrible. Hold on.
So
how do I faint?
Oh,
You need a couch
nope,
first.
okay, there's Bonbon particularly patient, an orange-yellow card. There we go.
Okay, fine.
So
3?
But that means she was
ratings,
already
yeah.
in yellow before this anyway, so she'd already
Here you go.
been in 5 colors.
3. What do you think? 3?
I think 3, yes.
I'm gonna go 2-5. Actually, you know what? In limited, with as strong as I expect yellow to be, yeah, I think 3
well,
is probably pretty good.
But that's what 2 is for, is limited.
Well, it's limited staples. This is the kind of thing that, like I said, if you drop this at the right time in limited, this is just going to turn a game for you.
I'm going with 2-5 again.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think this one is one that you can... I think this will supplement bedtime decks, and I think that is good enough for a 3 for me.
Rabble.
I think the only thing I gave a 3 was Doctor Who's.
Yep.
Yeah, but we've got one more card.
We do.
We do have one more card.
We do have one more
And
card.
it's shiny.
It is super shiny.
Let's take a look at our shiny card, huh?
Yeah.
Defenders of Spiketopia, Magic and Might.
Nerds!
Yes.
Nerds!
Super nerds. So there are a lot of things to talk about with this card.
Like
Oh my
the
goodness.
traits.
Well, we have to start with other things first. It's a 4/4/4 in blue, and it has more traits than any number on its card.
I don't like this card. It made a spreadsheet cell wrap.
Well, okay, not the rarity number
Yes.
or the copyright date number.
It made a spreadsheet what?
It made a spreadsheet cell wrap. This is unacceptable.
So yeah, this is a 4/4/4 Earth Pony, Pegasus, Unicorn, Dragon, and Draconequus. That's a lot of traits. I don't believe we've seen anything with 5 traits before
Don't think
this.
so.
I don't believe so.
So they couldn't cram unique on there too,
We don't want it to be
Please,
unique.
please,
or chaotic, or
no.
No.
Don't want.
or how about royalty? I mean,
No.
no. Okay. So what does this card do? Well, it's got Swift. That's a good card ability. Swift is still pretty strong. And when you win a Troublemaker face-off involving this card, score an additional point. Now, refresh my memory. I don't believe we have any way to just add a friend to a Troublemaker face-off defending it.
Not presently.
Just Scootaloo, and if you have Scootaloo, also the Doctor Who's.
Yes.
Don't we
And-
have
There's
a
probably
few cards
some
that are like, when this, like,
banish this card when this card's flipped, banish this card or some nonsense. There's probably some obscure card from Crystal Games that nobody remembers.
No, I just looked yesterday.
I
Now-
distinctly remember some card that was like, add a friend to a face-off.
Yes, it's from your discard pile. And
But it's a
most of
problem
those are-
face-off, right?
Well, not if it's Lotus Blossom.
Yeah.
If it's Lotus Blossom, it is a 2/4/2 friend that has face off, banish this card to put a friend from your discard pile into play. I believe here. I'll have to check. I believe it's here.
Masseuse or Sauna Expert? Masseuse, got it.
The absolute discord. one.
At the end of the face off, banish this card. Or
But it doesn't
banish-
actually
banish
add
the
it
card.
to the face-off.
No.
No, but that doesn't matter because face-offs are.
Location based for Troublemaker
yeah.
face-offs.
Yeah, so
Regardless, no, we do not currently have any card that
Well-
just says choose a character. That character becomes involved in the face-off.
that's a bummer because
That
you
is
could
not
totally
a
score
bummer.
a point this way.
That is not a bummer. Combo would go nuts.
No.
You fight your own Troublemaker, and then you add... Oh, no, you have them fight your Troublemaker, and then you get an extra point. But no,
Yeah.
no. The only way to do this right now is to actually fight Troublemakers with this card.
I mean, or play it in King Somber Villain Challenge and then give it teamwork with something else. You put
Give
it
it teamwork with Scootaloo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I like this. Make this happen.
But then
So you're
Somber's in blue.
you're paying for and you're using an ability just to score one extra point. I like
Is
it.
it one extra point? No. He's going to turn crystal. I've got like 4
Mhm.
crystal tokens there.
No,
No,
Scootaloo.
but
is the
you're
one you
using
have
it on
to give the
Scootaloo,
finger to. Yeah.
not on him.
This is sad.
Yeah.
Well, no, you could use it on him, then throw away your Scootaloo. That's probably a better play.
Okay. The card in actual.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
in actual
the actual
valid,
card. The actual
valid
card.
play.
So, there are a few things you can do with this card. You can throw it in a villain farming deck. We do have blue villain farming decks, and try and score some extra points off of it. The other thing you can do is you can use it with, what is that card? Ponyville Banner. Because this card is, in fact, an Earth Pony, a Pegasus, and a Unicorn.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
So you can use it to confront any problem in the world, including Fire When Ready.
If you can shut off its abilities.
If you can shut off its abilities or use, what's his name?
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Or even Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie works too.
Cutie Mark Crusaders main, sorry, you're out.
Yep.
Yes.
We finally have a replacement.
Fine.
And sure, that's not the most competitive strategy in the world, but it's a lot of fun. And honestly, I think that's what this ultra rare is. A lot of the sets we've had like an ultra rare that is just thrown in that is just super fun, not competitive at all, but super fun. And I think that's this card.
I'm gonna disagree with that a little bit. I think the redeemed cards are gonna be more likely to fit that role.
I think this card is more fun. I mean, like it's got an like that trait line. Like when I'm talking about fun, I'm like you look at this card and it makes you smile. Like Rainbow Dash Sonic Rainbow.
That's fair.
Yeah, this is gonna look real pretty.
Yeah, I think this card's gonna look gorgeous in
Oh,
foil.
Yeah. There's no way this is not going to be one of the best foils that we've seen.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for this card. I want
They're
one.
gonna make it a royal rare version of it, and the art's gonna be worse on the royal rare.
Oh, that would be sad.
Oh, don't
you
even
don't have
joke
very
about
many
this.
frames you could take of this though.
Don't even joke about this.
I do like the skeletons in the background. Those are super fun.
Oh,
I
But
don't
yeah,
even-
I do also like that it's Defenders of Spiketopia as a part of Defenders of Equestria. Like, I think that's a nice little joke.
It is.
Yeah, and we're referring to two different Zelda references in the flavor text, and the Might and Magic game series in the title, and of
Good.
course it's D&D itself. Like, this is a very nerdy card.
This is kind of even better because Wizards of the Coast. Was Dungeons and Dragons published under Wizards?
Wizards.
Now it is.
Wizards acquired the rights from TSR.
Yeah, which Hasbro owns them. So guess what?
Yes.
It's all one big happy corporate family.
There's a lot of nerding here. I do really wish that this was one less rec, but I mean, we already have Dragon Charmer in white, which is 2 less rec, 1 less power, 4 fewer traits, and inspired instead of swift.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a good point. So, Buell, you were mentioning 1 less rec you thought would have had some
I think it
implications
would have
in terms
made
of what
it-
this card could do.
I think it would have made it. I think I would have tried it at 3 rec because you could play it off of Rainbow Dash. I mean, it's still expensive. You're probably only going to get 1, maybe 2 points off of it, but you know that 1 or 2 points can make the difference in a game.
Points
Like,
win games, yo.
Yeah, I mean, it's still expensive and it's not hasty, but I would have tried it and seen how it played out. But at 4 rec, you can't play it off of Rainbow Dash by herself or by themselves, and it just makes me not inclined to try it.
I mean, you might still be able to include 1 copy, assuming you have another pink friend in there. One Punch Man
Pink.
runs. I'm sorry, another blue friend in there. One Punch Man runs, you know, a
About
decent,
12 friends.
Yeah, about 12 friends. So you can make a case for swapping out one of them,
Sure.
perhaps,
Sure.
as long as that friend that you're swapping out is in Thunderland.
Yeah, that's the biggest. That's the biggest weak side of this card is at 4
not
cost
Thunderlane.
and 4 rec. It isn't Thunderlane.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still, very pretty card. I am not going to be disappointed opening one of these at pre-release just because it's going to be great trade bait and is very, very good looking.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to want one just for my binder. Like, it's going to look pretty. sit right there next to Sonic Rainboom.
Are we calling this the Fluttershy of this set then?
The Fluttershy from the previous set? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
From
Wasn't
what
that
we've
also
seen,
a 444?
yeah.
Yes.
Or was it a
So?
424?
I think it
or
was
something?
a 444.
Yeah.
I believe it was 444, yeah. And it also had a keyword, and it also did things with triggered abilities.
The new Fluttershy.
Did it have a keyword?
I thought it had a keyword. Did it not?
I think it just made critters and then pumped critters.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. Your critter friends here have +1 power, and then at the end of your turn, put a critter friend into play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a super pretty card. I was happy to have one of those too.
Why am I not surprised that Rainbow is the thief?
Of course, Rainbow's a thief, and
She's
Pinky is.
She's already been a ninja. We've seen that. That's confirmed.
And
Is
Pinky's
Pinky
the
a
bard.
bard? She's
Yeah.
a bard.
Of course,
course
Pinky's
Pinky's
the
a bard.
bard.
She's and look at the earring, the gypsy-like earring, if you would.
Wait, what is?
I'm just saying headcanon confirmed.
References? What references?
No references here. Yeah, there's just all kinds of horrible nerdery going on in here.
Spike is a dragon and is also casting spells. I think you can make the implication that he has spell casting as a sorcerer, just like D&D dragons.
No, hold on. Here's the thing, because I just realized that Discord is basically sitting there going, "I'm Legolas."
Yes, he's Legolas. Yes. Captain was also known as Legolas.
This is terrible.
I also love that Big Mac fantasizes himself as a unicorn so he can swing a sword. Like, it's like, I have magic. What are you going to use that magic with? Beat things up. Oh, okay.
Muscle Lizard, yeah. Might you cast us a spell?
Why, certainly, young adventurer. I cast Fist.
Kaboom.
Yes, is a good card. Ratings?
Yeah. I'm going to go 3-5 here.
I'm going to go a little lower and say 3.
I am also only going to say 3. I love this card, but the numbers, man.
Yep. I think if you altered either the rec or the cost.
Yes. It would be more inclined.
I'm actually going to go 2-5.
Ooh, Cheese is not impressed.
I'm not.
Now, I mean, to be fair, you've got a good argument there. 3-5 probably is a bit too high for this, but there's got to be a deck somewhere that can make use of this.
I think that there are plenty of tier 2 decks that are going to look at this and go, this is fine.
Sure. And I think the question that you really have to ask when you're determining the playability of a card like this is, how many action tokens is a point worth to you?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question that you have to ask. For some players, action tokens are worth 1-for-1 at a Night Glider ratio. In some other decks, they might be worth less than that. They might be worth, 3-2, like RTO. Assuming that you've got a 2 bonus problem, which you're generally running if you're playing RTO.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, if you're going by that, control decks, it can be like 10 AT for 1 point, and that's fine. But this isn't a control card.
Yeah.
Right.
This is farming.
Exactly. And
well, unless we can make it a control card, but the card doesn't exist for that yet.
Yes.
Now, that would be so awesome, though.
There would be problems with that card.
There would be a lot of problems.
The other thing that would be interesting to see with this card, if it does slot into tier 2, is we've already seen some good orange cards for farming. It is not unlikely that we would see an increase in the number of farming decks that are present. And if those decks are running multiple troublemakers at once instead of just stacking them at one problem, you do have the opportunity to break through your opponent's troublemakers.
Yep.
So you're saying orange blue is a thing?
Well, no, he's saying this is a counter farming card.
Oh, right. Counter farming.
Either counter farming, or if you can somehow find a way to protect it, break through control walls. I don't know.
Yeah.
The nice thing here is we've seen a lot of troublemakers that are actually pretty easy to beat up. That are just designed to kind of slow your opponent down because they've got good abilities on them. These are either
interfere bonus.
Sure. Ari Mosby is a good example of one like this. The Starlight Glimmer is usually played to the other problem.
Squizzard, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff along those lines. Hey, now you actually get value out of beating those troublemakers up.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe some mid-range blue deck instead of hyper aggro blue deck would be fine having one of these for those matchups.
Yeah, might use it with the new Rainbow Dash main, for example.
And I think exactly. I think there are decks that are going to look at this card and actually go, yeah, I want this card in my deck, not as a 3 of, as a 1 or a 2 of, and I think it's fine for that, and I think that's why I think 3/5. When this card works, it's going to work very well.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, again, maybe there's going to be some Ponyville banner deck that springs out from this. Like, we have some creative people in this community.
What? No.
Who was it at Everfree that confronted Firewind Ready, Arakat?
Oh dear.
That was 2 years ago.
That was
2 Everfrees ago, rather.
No, that was 20. It wasn't. Yeah, it was 2015.
I know 2015. I know Lunatic had a deck, but I don't remember if that was him that did it
was
that
not.
year. Because he was judging, yeah.
That was one of the.
One Vancouver group, or
no, it was one of the Seattle locals, who
okay.
regrettably no longer plays.
Oh, bummer. I was going to say that they might be excited to try adding this to that deck.
It was the thing that happened, though. It could happen again.
It could happen again.
So
Johnnies are going to like this card, I think.
Johnnies or Timmy's?
Both.
Yes. Spikes?
Yes. Both.
Not so much.
Not so much on the Spike end. But that's okay.
Well, the Spike in the card likes the card.
Sure. Well, does he? I mean, Spike's had some self-esteem issues for a while.
No,
he's also pretty egotistical.
No, he doesn't like this card. It doesn't have rarity on it.
Schmarity.
Right, yeah, but this is better than the other rarity. Why would I use this? No, I want to use the other rarity. The Dragon Charmer.
Can we just get a Spike card with him holding the rarity plush and his blanket having just been woken up?
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
So basically, we're going to take the card text off of Sweetibel Doting's Sister and just apply it to some random Spike card.
When you win with a rarity?
Yes.
Right, the exact same text.
Yes, the exact same text.
Okay. Anything else about Defenders of Spiketopia?
I think we've said what needs to be said about that particular card.
It's very, very pretty.
I mean, yeah. So that covers the cards that we have for spoilers leading up to pre-release weekend, and I know many of us are going to be quite busy at multiple events.
3 pre-releases.
Oh, yes.
I'm only going to 2, but theoretically I'll still get a full 3 promos.
There you go. So with that being said, I thought it might be kind of fun if we were to look back on some of the previous pre-releases and any particularly good memories we have from those, and then also hear from chat as well, who has been awfully quiet, except for Cursed Chords, who has been talking. Hi, Cursed.
Hi, Cursed.
Ara, did you give a rating on the last card?
I gave it a 3/5.
Okay.
I think that there's going to be some decks that can abuse it. I don't think that they're going to be particularly high tier, but they'll be cool.
Yeah. Not everything needs to be top tier. That would be a really weird world.
What are you doing, Cursed? Are you like writing this down and making a database of all the things that Ara has ever said that's wrong?
He's going to hold us to these records.
Oh, okay.
Someone's keeping us honest.
Oh, dear. I didn't say that was a 5. I totally said that was a 0.
Little card API and card ratings.
Wow.
We have the data for previous sets.
No comment. Yeah, card ratings according to Ara. It's just like, this is Elemental Magic. It gets like 6 9s.
Okay, so pre-release stories. Did you have one you wanted to start us off with, GP?
So one that just comes to mind for me is not so much at one particular pre-release, but there was a father and daughter duo that used to come to our store and play pretty frequently. And they've just been pretty busy recently. But every time, without fail, when they were at pre-release and there were any Royal Rares or Ultra Rares that were pulled, it was them every single time. like clockwork, usually multiple within the same release events.
Oh my god.
I would shuffle up the packs. I'd let people choose which ones they wanted for prize support. I made sure they weren't stacked in any kind of order, and without fail.
So what you're saying is they're a witch.
Yes, combined, their two powers made them a witch. How about you? Beagle, you got any good stories?
I do not. However, I can share a story that Nation has shared with me.
Sure. Before we get into that, chat, while we're telling these stories, if you want to share some of yours in the chat log, we can discuss those when they come up.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a cool thing. But yeah, I really don't have any very... Well, no, actually I do. I do have one. Last pre-release, for the Marks and Time pre-release, we had almost every ultra rare spoiled, and the only one besides the secret one that hadn't been was the Fluttershy. So I was very, very surprised to open a pack with that Fluttershy and go, this is a very pretty card. I did not know how much I wanted this card until right now.
Do want, can, has.
Yes. And I mean, I've kept it, and I'm still very, very happy to have that Fluttershy.
It already has do want.
Yeah, it's the only one I have, too.
I think I got my first one actually just at Everfree. This is the first one I've seen.
Nice.
All right.
The pre-releases in Seattle are very interesting. Our community isn't as strong as it was several years ago, or even last year, but pre-releases without fail cause people to come out of the woodwork. So it's always interesting getting to see people that I haven't seen in months or years in some cases just show up to a pre-release and be like, oh, hey! Although last time it was mostly like, let's just blue and orange everything until, yeah. And
I mean, welcome to Marks.
Blanche.
And High Magic, of course, was, okay, everybody go blue, and then use Cullen the Dream Cav every freaking turn.
Basically.
Also open Bluna and just win.
Yeah, that too.
Dem ultra rare
What
yeah.
was that at Everfree? Whoever, like Ivory or Pinky or something that had like 2 Thunder Lanes?
Oh, right.
Yeah, Ivory had 2 Thunder Lanes and 3 T-Rex Reigns.
That was during
terrible.
draft, yes.
That was draft.
That was funny.
You got past a Thunder Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag regrets.
I don't know. I had like 5 T-Rex Reign of Terrors, but...
Did you have the 5 Industrial Revolutions?
Yeah, 5 Industrial Revolutions is where it's at, yo.
Snacks.
Snack. So many snacks.
What about you, Cheese?
I'd have to actually remember.
Yes, you would. That is part of telling stories.
Yes, Cheese is a goldfish.
Dude, I go to too many events.
No such thing.
Not enough events.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
I will tell you, Cheese, the first time that I ever met you was at pre-release for Crystal Games, actually. That was when we drove up, when the whole Fresno crew drove up from...
Were you not at Gen Con 2014?
I didn't meet you personally then.
Yeah.
Because I was just serving as a floor judge at that time.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever got called over into one of your games.
You did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Was it not the game the next year?
No, you made a call. A thing about the interaction between scrying from EOM and Party.
Oh, right, because I was thrown off by the showdown priority window.
Yeah.
That's right.
The showdown in EOM was very difficult to explain to players.
It was.
Like, they would flip their card while you're trying to look to see if you want to keep your card. It's like, no,
Don't do that yet.
Don't do that. You're just giving me information.
That's when you take 10... Well, you would have normally taken enough time to explain what was happening with the card so they wouldn't do that, except you didn't have that time in one phase.
Well,
no.
In 2014, there was no end of game hard limit.
Except for that one game that
that he was just like, no, you're done.
Yeah. Victor was very angry at Kilgore for that one game.
Yeah, it went long enough.
We should probably focus on pre-releases, not
yes, pre-releases.
So I remember, I remember driving out with our group, and we had a great time at pre-release. We met some of you guys there, ended up getting some good packs, and then Pile of Presents was the card that we did not know that it existed.
From playtesting?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the Fresno playtesting group came in right at the tail end of Crystal Games, and so we got to see just a little bit of it before it was already done. And Pile was snuck in there afterwards, and so on the drive back, we were like, "Wait a minute! If you combine Pile with like Pie Family Rock Farm and DJ Pony, and the makings of Pile as a deck began to formulate, as I'm sure they did in everyone's mind once they saw that card."
Indeed.
We were kind of focused on a different combo at the time.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
From pre-release, was making sure to get all the cards I needed to build Dragon Express.
We did trade aggressively for Study Session, and I'm still glad we made those trades.
Yeah, I never actually did build Dragon Express. I explained it to my store, and my store was like, ugh.
I never actually got to run it at an event. I did build it, though.
You sent me the Spike the Brave and Glorious I have, actually.
Because I had an extra. I had like several extra, I think.
Rip.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, because that's the only one I ever had, and I won a regionals with him. Yeah!
Rip.
So with that all being said, with those fun stories, why don't we each say one thing that we're looking forward to most about this upcoming pre-release, and then we can take any comments that have been made by that point.
About the pre-release, not the set. Okay.
Yes.
The OCR drop.
Yeah, I was gonna say the OCR drop.
Wands is it?
I mean, whatever.
Technically, that's before the pre-release.
Depends on how Adam's feeling.
Well, I mean, if you're going to say the OCR drop, then I'm going to say the 14-hour stream on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about, what, a third of the set?
The marathon.
Wait, when are you even getting home, GP?
From what?
From Isle.
Oh, I'll be home. Wait, are we doing that Sunday?
That's the tradition.
Yeah, that's the tradition.
Oh, we might just have to do that there.
This is going to be great.
Oh yeah, no, because you're driving or getting the train on Monday, right?
No, remember I canceled that. I'm taking a car down.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, so we can make that work. Hey, Tyler, you want to do a marathon stream of all the spoilers of the set after pre-release at Isle?
Of everything but the spoilers.
I'm sorry, of everything except the spoilers.
Just go through every other card.
Yeah, the usual 3.5 hours of.
3.5. Oh, no.
3.5 for High Magic.
No. We're going to take even longer for this bad boy.
Oh no.
What is that?
At least we won't have to talk about a single main except for the front side of Thorax's art.
I'm getting some disgusted looks over here. We'll have to see what we can do. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, the OCR drop is going to be good. I am just looking forward to being able to play some Sealed again, because as much fun as Team Sealed is, I do like having new cards that I can play things with.
I enjoyed Sealed. I actually enjoy Sealed slightly more than Draft.
Yeah. Well,
Draft requires too much thought.
I guess what I'm looking forward to is I'm pretty sure that my group is going to play regularly again once DE hits, just because there's new cards, because we haven't actually met in a while. I mean, we do other things, just not card games.
Just not pony cards.
Yes, but the set drop, I know they've been following the spoilers, so I think we're going to see some stuff soon, just, after the pre-release.
Yep, that's fair.
No. Though my roommate keeps forgetting that the pre-release is this weekend. He keeps going, let's do a thing that weekend. It's like, pre-release weekend.
No.
Oh.
No. Occupado. Well, with that, I think we're all very excited for that. And of course, if you have any stories, thoughts, or great experiences, or just photos of your awesome ultra rare pulls at your pre-releases, send those. Where should they send them?
I don't know, because I don't have the thing ready to go.
Yeah.
Well,
commentary is magicteam@gmail.com, I do believe.
Yes, commentary is magicteam@gmail.com would work. They can also tweet stuff at us as well on our Twitter, which is @sim_CCG.
Yes, @CIM_CCG.
Or they can post a message on our Facebook page.
We have Facebook, and we do have a account on Reddit. I mean, we don't have a subreddit for everyone, but we do have an account. Yeah, if you really just want to PM that.
Yeah, we'd love to hear. We'll share. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to share some awesome photos or stories from people.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do we have any quick tips we want to give for people going into their pre-releases before we close things off for tonight?
Yeah, sure. The obvious one I always start with is make sure you look at all of your cards before you decide what you're going to build, and separate all of your entry and your one requirement friends from everything else, because that'll help you figure out what main you want and what you want as a secondary color. Because even if you have a lot of really good blue cards, if you have no blue entry and no one rec blue cards, it might not be worth playing blue, as an example.
Cheers.
Blue, orange.
Blue, orange.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, open Bluna, that too.
Sure. Open
Get a Thunder
Bluna
Lane.
In a set with that. Yeah, get those cards that don't exist in this set.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually gonna have to look over the cards we know so far to figure out.
Well, good thing that Ponyhead has all that stuff on it, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, and it'll have the new ones soon. We managed to. There's so many cards now. It actually broke the system that updates Ponyhead.
Yep.
So working on fixing that now, actually.
Woo! Aura?
Remember to bring a scorecard and spare problems, because...
Oh yeah, entry problems.
Do we know what mains we're going to be able to use yet?
The defender's mains, I'm pretty sure.
I would actually assume that it might even go to the point of what you pull.
Are the mains uncommon?
The mains are common.
They are uncommon.
They are common.
They're common?
Yep.
We think so.
Okay, they're labeled common on the art, so whatever that means.
Yep. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will have to see.
But bring your spares just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hate cutting those out.
How about you, GP?
Well, how many cards have we seen with experience so far?
2?
Okay.
Yeah, 2.
I guess with experienced being a keyword in this set, one thing that players may want to keep in mind is normally you want to have enough variety among the cards that are there, matching with consistency, so that you don't just have a bunch of straight up vanilla friends and you can have some abilities. But the more experienced cards you can run of the same title, the better they get. So if you do happen to open multiple copies of the same experienced card, it might just be worth running all of them just to get increasing value over time. And choosing which of those particular friends to retire to home limit at end of turn can also be useful.
That's fair, yeah. Just run 30 Discord Wuzzes, you'll be fine.
Sure. So I guess that's the big thing I would say is look at the new keywords and consider how they change your deck building strategy.
Do you think people should be building around Redeem if they have the opportunity?
Are you going to make me answer that question?
No.
I'm going to say no.
No. The answer is no. In a limited environment, you should not be building around Redeem.
You should probably not be building around Redeem, no.
Now,
what mains do we want to...
That being said, if you do happen to open those 5 Captain Was's and you also happen to pull the Discord, I mean, whatever. You know,
If you can get the 4 pink wreck.
Yeah, if you got the pink, go for it. I'm not going to say no to that.
No, what's going to happen is you're going to have 5 Captain Was's, and they're going to play the pink Discord on you.
Right, and then you will be the sad.
Yes. So, did we want to recommend mains? If it is the new mains, like...
Sure. Assuming new mains, I say go Fluttershy.
I say go Fluttershy or Rainbow Dash. Go Pegasus.
Go
yeah,
whatever,
actually Rainbow Dash as well.
Go whatever color fits whatever you wanted to do.
No. You go Thorax.
Okay, yes, go Thorax.
All right, she's wins.
Go Balloona.
Draft Thorax and win. Well, sealed Thorax and win.
Sealed Thorax.
Yes. That's what Chrysalis wanted to do, right?
I mean, that's fair.
Traitor.
Well, with that there, I think we've covered about everything we can going into streams. Or not going into streams, going into pre-releases.
Yeah, that's about it. I think. Yeah. So
it's a lot of information.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
So we will see you all next week, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, right?
We'll see you all whenever we get around to doing the 3.5-hour Slogfest.
Which
Right.
should be Sunday.
we will. Well, there are
Should be. It might not be.
There are obligations beyond just you. We will see.
Nah.
And travel. We'll see how
I'll
it
do it
goes.
by myself, and it'll be super boring. But no, yeah.
Anyway, speaking of 3-hour slogfests and long streams, there's a lot of work that goes into a lot of what we do, and we have fun doing it. But it also gets expensive from time to time, and from time to time, I mean pretty much every time there's a con. So if you like the type of content that we put out and you would like to be part of supporting Commentary as Magic, we would welcome that support. There's a little button with Fluttershy holding a basket full of bits, or a donate button. I keep saying it's a basket full of bits. The bits are down there on the bottom. You just can't see them.
There's not very many of them. 'Cause
Sorry, go ahead.
every time we do a con, we've got to get mobile internet. Data, unfortunately, is not as cheap as we'd like, but
But it does help us to be able to continue
Mhm.
producing content. And we'd
Yes.
like to say thank you to those of you who have donated in the past, and also to those of you who have been here for our streams covering all the spoilers every time we've gotten 3 for Defenders of Equestria. It's been great having you here. And we hope you will
Absolutely.
continue to follow us in the future.
Even if we're not likely to have any more spoiler streams for a while.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll mash them all into one.
whatever.
Retro
But-
spoilers. Retroactive spoilers.
Exactly. But until that time, it's been great being here, and it's going to be great continuing doing streaming. And I am, as always, Grandpa's.
I'm Emperor Bugle.
Big Cheese.
And our cat.
Have a great pre-release, everyone.
Absolutely. Have an amazing pre-release.
Good pulls, good luck.
Open
Orange.
3 Royal Rares
Yeah,
in one
right.
pack.
Yeah, right.
God packs.
They did say they were going to put God packs in the kit, so
Ooh. God packs or angel packs?
lots of shinies. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Go to your pre-release. Check it out.
I guess, actually, we don't have foils anymore, so it would have to be a God pack, wouldn't it?
It can be ultra rares and SRs.
Okay, well,
Doesn't matter.
have fun. Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to your store. Go to pre-release. It'll be cool. Peace out.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.